All right, happy Tuesday. This is the week of Thanksgiving, so the holidays are getting ready to get into full swing. We made it past what's that called? Halloween. So all the candy's out of the way, but now we're kind of going into the big holiday season with Thanksgiving, a month later, Christmas. And usually that means a lot of people fall off the health and fitness wagon. Um, People are traveling. There are big family gatherings. So, people are gone 4, 5, 6, maybe a week right here at Thanksgiving, maybe a week, 10 days at Christmas. If you're traveling, kids are off school, whatever it is. So time, kind of becomes a valuable commodity. And usually health and fitness is down at the bottom of the list when we are with family, when we are traveling. So let's talk about ways that we can stay healthy and fit during the holidays. So just to kind of go over, I posed the question yesterday in our group. So try to go over just a few people's responses in that group, and we'll start with that, and we'll see who hops on if we have any more questions. But the first question is, how do you say no to delicious homemade cookies? Really, cookies, cakes, pies, whatever it is, there are a lot of sweets, a lot of treats that go along both during, just Thanksgiving and Christmas themselves, but then also during like holiday parties, Christmas parties. There are a lot of holiday parties that go on throughout this month. So there's a lot of treats and cookies and cheat items during those things. So the best way to, deal with that is to make a plan and figure out what you want to do as far as eating some sweets, right? So the goal is not to eat all the sweets, all the treats that you see, but to pick out a few. So maybe it's one small piece of pie at Thanksgiving. Maybe your granny makes a special pie or whatever it is, and that's what you want. So instead of sampling everything that's out on the dessert tray, pick one thing, pick one small thing, and go with that. Same at holiday parties. One small thing. The goal isn't to prevent yourself from eating anything, especially the sweet treats that only come around this time of the year. So enjoy those, but just do so in moderation, and make sure that you're filling up on the healthy food first, and then you just have a small piece of dessert instead of the inverse of that. Next thing we're talking about, more or less, is just shorter days. It's dark out, and just not having enough hours to squeeze everything in. Well, the hours of the day stay the same. It's still 24 hours in the day. But, like we said earlier, there are a lot more things that are trying to be crammed into that 24 hours. So, with travel, family, events, all this kind of stuff, holiday parties, work parties, whatever it is, there are fewer days or fewer free hours, I suppose. So the best thing is to plan ahead. So going ahead and scheduling your workouts. They don't have to be long workouts. They don't have to be an hour. They don't have to be, a lot of time in the gym. You can do body weight exercises when you're traveling. You can do stretch cord exercise when you're traveling. And really, if you put the exercises and the workouts together, you can get a great workout in like 20, 25 minutes. So we can throw a quick circuit together, and 20, 25 minutes, you're done. It may not be, the hour that you're used to. You may not hit every single body part or whatever it is. But if you can just get in that 20 minutes, just schedule in 20 minutes to get that abbreviated workout, let's say, you're still going to get a great workout. You're going to get, keep the resistance training going. You're going to keep the heart rate up. So you're going to get all those benefits of the exercise. So if you need to abbreviate it, that's great. If you have any questions about that, obviously let me know. I've got a lot of great workouts that I can give you guys that are just body weights and stretch cords. So buy a stretch cord, take that with you when you're traveling. Talking about, it's too dark out. Well, you can definitely do that in the house. You don't need a lot of space. So we can also do that in the house in the mornings if it's dark, and the evenings if it's dark. I understand a lot of, some people don't want to say go running when it's dark out, and I get that. So stretch cords, body weight exercises, we can do that. And let's just go ahead and schedule that to keep those workouts consistent. Let's see what else. Eating too many sweets. Willpower. So Lori, willpower is basically, it's similar to what we just talked about in that don't deprive yourself. So, if there are some things that you want to eat, go ahead and eat those just in moderation. But other big things that we can do is during all of these big, like eating parties, we can go into it prepared. So obviously, I say this all the time, but hydration is huge. It's going to keep you feeling full. It's not going to, you're not going to mistake those thirst and hunger pangs for, we're going to know that we're just hungry instead of, mistaking that for thirst. And then also, if we're going to, let's say a holiday, a work party where there's going to be, unhealthy apps and things like that, go ahead and plan ahead for that and eat something small and healthy before you go. So if there's not going to be healthy options at this party, eat some small healthy options before you go, whether it's, whatever, healthy apps, a small salad, something to fill you up. So that way when you get there, you're not starving and you're not eating a ton of unhealthy food. You've already eaten some good options before you go. At bigger meals, like, Christmas meal, Thanksgiving meal, you can also make it a point to eat something healthy at the beginning. So maybe your first plate, you get a salad plate and you fill it up with a salad and some vegetables, and that's your starter course. So that way you're getting in those healthy items first before you go back and, you go for the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and all the things that may not be quite as healthy. So, let's just start the meals with healthy options. Definitely, try to work for the lean proteins, the turkeys, the hams, roast beef, whatever it is, fill up on those as well. And then portion sizes for the unhealthy things. This is my favorite. I don't like my food to touch. So, I like to mess around with this little segmented plate. This big thing here, put all the, like the lean proteins go in this thing. First time through, healthy things up in here. And then if I'm still hungry, I can fill up the smaller ones with maybe some unhealthy things down the line. But, starting off with the healthy foods, if you segment your food, you don't let it touch, then you can't put it quite as much on your plate. So that's a great option for me at least, because I think it's gross when food touches. So this plate is amazing. Also, as far as food goes, we talked about planning out your meals, eating healthy things first. Alcohol is also another big one. So there's a ton of calories that we're drinking during all these holiday parties. While you're there, just make sure that if you're going to drink alcohol, not the end of the world, but make the smart choices with alcohol. So clear liquors, try to do clear mixers, try to stay away from all the really sugary mixers, the really, mudslides and margaritas, and things that are just loaded with sugar. Go with the healthier options of the alcohol if you're going to do that. And then also make sure that you're hydrating in between each alcoholic beverage. So, whatever, one vodka soda and then a glass of water, or whatever your drink is. So that's another great way to, prevent yourself from drinking too many calories and definitely lay off that eggnog that loaded with calories. So, that's another couple things. Let me see, going to go through just a few more of your questions. Let's see. Another big one, sleep. When we're traveling, when we're, out on the road, when we're, busy, a lot of people will sacrifice sleep, and sleep is definitely a huge thing that we need to try to keep somewhat of a schedule. A lot of research has been done that when you don't get enough sleep, you eat a lot more. So, combining a lack of sleep with a holiday party or, a Christmas party or, a big meal, that's just a recipe for disaster. So let's make sure that if, you're trying to get as much sleep as possible so you don't overeat. And then, I guess another final tip is, if you have a bad day, if you, one day you go crazy, let it be in the past. Once that's over, just try to get back on track as soon as you can. And, let that bad day be a bad day in the past and try not to repeat that. And, we'll get right back on track. So, that's a lot of great tips that we have. Let's see if we have any more questions coming in. A lot of great tips for, keeping it as healthy as possible. this is a busy time. So, just a quick recap, try to plan in advance your food, start eating healthy, whether it's eating a healthy meal / snack before you go to a party where there's not going to be any food, or eating a healthy plate first at the start of your holiday meals. Also, let's see, hydrating, make sure that you're hydrated, drink some water between each alcohol drink, and then try to keep on somewhat of a schedule with your workouts. They don't have to be quite as long, but try to get in that 20-25 minute workouts, every 2 to 3 times during the week. Schedule that in and make sure you stick to it. So that's a lot of tips to keep you healthier during the holidays. And the goal isn't necessarily to lose weight during the holidays, but try to maintain. That's really the most important thing. Trying to lose weight is going to drive you crazy. So if you have any other questions, if you have any concerns about how to implement any of these things, let me know. If you need to know anything about the body weight and the stretch cord exercises, let me know. But that is the tip to keep you healthy as we start this holiday seasons. I'll see you guys soon.